It's nothing like a strip of marinated toilet paper. The detergent enhances the flavor. It's so good. And just sprinkle a little bit.
You can get an obstruction, you can get a blockage, it can create a hole through the GI tract. Do you think you want to stop?
What's good, homies? It's time for more of this My Strange Addiction 10 years later special that they made, and today we're meeting up with an infamous episode. This woman has been eating toilet paper for 2 decades, and it's time to catch up and see what kind of damage she's been doing to herself, because that cannot be healthy. Anyways, make sure you drop a like if you enjoy my videos. Let's get right on into it.
I've been addicted to eating toilet paper for over 20 years. I eat toilet paper from the second I get up in the morning.
So you can see her on her front porch here just chowing down on some single ply. That is a little detail I noticed. I don't know if that's easier to put it down, you know, without the 2 plies, or maybe it's cheaper because she's probably spending an exorbitant amount of money every year on extra toilet paper just due to how much she eats. But according to her, when she wakes up, it's the first thing she munches on. So I'd say it's safe to say this is a little bit of an addiction for her.
It's so good, like it really, it hits the spot. Beautiful spring day, what's better to go with some toilet paper?
And the way she eats it is so weird. It's like the opposite of one of those clowns or magicians that pull out the different colored handkerchiefs that are tied together from their mouth. She's doing the opposite and basically taking a whole roll in a couple of hours. But the way she's munching on it, I don't really think it's even a filling thing, because this stuff has to be almost melting away in her mouth. It's definitely more of a texture and repetitive thing, and she's basically just slowly inhaling this toilet paper throughout the day, which is just sickening to think about.
One ply is better. You don't have to go through all the stress of trying to rip it apart. One ply is like eating a PB&J without the crust.
And I was right on my earlier call that one ply is her preferred because it's just less work, you know, it's more direct, you get that melty effect a lot better. I feel like the 2 ply is when you'd really notice it's toilet paper. Not that I'm even on the fence about trying to eat any of this stuff, trust me, I'm gonna keep using it just for the intended use, but for her, she says 2 ply is not good, okay? So for anybody who out there who is curious why she chose 1 ply, that is why. It's just less effort and much more satisfying for her to munch on for some freaking reason.
They don't know the taste, the way it makes your mouth water, that crunch you get.
You know, toilet paper is not meant for human consumption.
And as she's babbling on about how much she loves toilet paper and loves to eat it, she is going into such insane detail, they pull up this graphic on screen that says she spends almost $2,700 a year on freaking toilet paper. The average American spends $182. Now, I don't know if that's adjusted for inflation. I feel like I could be even spending a little bit more, but also, you know, IBS gang, maybe I use more than the average American. Still, $2,700. She's spending almost 3 racks a year on toilet paper just to snack on. That is definitely a freaking problem.
Is that a napkin?
Toilet paper.
Huh?
I'm laughing because to me it's just so weird, you know, why is he eating the toilet paper?
And now she's at the nail salon, and it just shows she has no fear socially of eating this stuff out in public, because even the nail tech here is just looking at her wide-eyed like, what the hell is going on? I've seen some weird stuff, but this has to top it. And you'd think you'd be embarrassed. I would be trying to slyly get a little, you know, square at a time in my mouth if I was really addicted like she was, but no, she's just got the whole roll out as she's getting her toenails done. She's just munching away, and it's definitely making everybody else uneasy, rightfully so. I'd be pretty freaking weirded out if I was just in public and saw this lady munching on this stuff.
You didn't even get choked?
No. I've been on it for years, since I was 8 years old.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And according to her, this stuff just goes down like butter. I'm just thinking this entire time of what the hell this texture would be like, and I feel like I already get grossed out if toilet paper even gets a tiny bit wet and starts to tear away from itself. You know, it's just soggy toilet paper. That's got to be disgusting to feel inside your mouth. I don't know why this is fun for her, but also at the same time, I'm thinking of these white rabbit candies my grandma used to have when I was growing up that do have rice paper on the outside, and that texture is kind of litty, but no, I can't chance it. I'm not going to be out here trying that. I'm sorry. This is a her thing for sure. I'm going to let her be in her own lane here.
It's nothing like a strip of marinated toilet paper. It gives it a fresh, clean taste.
And now we are getting dastardly. Okay, she likes to marinate her squares of toilet paper sometimes, which you'd think this would mean, I don't know, some Johnny's seasoning salt or some salt and pepper, maybe some garlic powder. No, when she says she likes to marinate it, she's talking about marinating it in other harmful chemicals that she should not be ingesting. So she pulls out a little thing of laundry detergent here and starts sifting through it like it's the sands of time and she is Mother Nature just, you know, taking us out for a ride. But no, she just loves the flavor of this stuff, lays the freaking toilet paper in it, and that's how she, quote, marinates the squares. I don't even know how you could ingest one of these without just violently throwing it back up. You know, your body does not want to accept that for a reason, because these chemicals are not supposed to be inside you, bro.
It's so good. And just sprinkle a little bit. Almost like I'm seasoning chicken. Grab a dryer sheet.
Oh, and she sounds like excited as she's going through the process. Like, ooh, look at that. Yeah, I'm seasoning chicken right now. Oh, this looks so good. Like, bro, we are not about to feast here. But yeah, she's excited. She's sitting here marinating some squares. And this is actually before her fiance comes over to talk about this habit with her. Also, I don't know if I just said fiance, but I should say ex-fiance, because actually their relationship ended as a result of her eating this toilet paper, which I think many of us in the same position as this guy would have made the same choice. I cannot be with somebody who is out here doing this when I know it's probably pretty harmful for your body to be eating this crap. And if you love someone, you want them to be healthy. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is.
First time I caught her eating it, you know, I busted in on the bathroom on her. She had a mouthful of toilet paper. I was like, are you hungry? Like, what's up, you know?
And hearing this dude's story of how he discovered her habit is insane. He like walked into the bathroom and saw her doing it. Oh my God. It's like almost sounds like he's describing a scenario where he discovered she was cheating. But instead of that, the way that his heart was broken is he saw her with just a mouthful of freaking toilet paper, half soggied up, just in her mouth, like she's feasting away in the bathroom. And he's like, what the hell is that? And even it sounds like the more this guy explains it, he tried to work with her on this, but she just does not want to go to a doctor to get checked out. She does not want to accept the fact that this is a harmful practice for her to be doing, and as a result, this dude had to end their engagement, which is pretty insane that she's willing to derail her life for the toilet paper.
He said, stop eating toilet paper or, you know, we're done. And to be completely honest with you, I chose toilet paper over Anthony.
So this habit for her is worth more than a future, you know, beautiful life with a love of her life. Like this guy she was about to marry, and she's like, you know what? I'm gonna go future style. I'm gonna choose the muddy over you, but instead of the muddy in this case, it is just toilet paper, all right? I'm too addicted to eating these freaking squares of like freaking Charmin or whatever my go-to brand is, and I just don't want to be in love with you anymore if you can't support me eating this toilet paper. So they have called it quits, but it sounds like they're at least still friends, and they're catching up again here to see just what's going down, but sounds like she's still in the same position where she is going to choose this toilet paper over any interpersonal relationship that she has right now. Like she is willing to cut any friend off or even fiance off if it means they're getting in the way of her and this toilet paper that she wants to eat.
Man, you sneaking off eating toilet paper, locking the bathroom in your car.
Say it like that, like I'm a real addict or something.
You are, man.
And this dude's describing the lengths that she would go to in order to hide this habit from him, because clearly she even knows deep down it's not healthy, it's weird, and she should hide it from people. And it's one of those things where if you feel the need to hide it, then obviously deep down, even in your subconscious, if you don't want to admit to it, you have a problem and you know that. But instead she gets all defensive, like, don't act like I'm like some weird addict or something. Like, I'm not, but you literally are. We just saw you rubbing your toilet paper square into laundry detergent and getting all excited and almost drooling over the upcoming meal you were gonna have. Like, I don't even think I get that excited about Wingstop, which is like my favorite place to eat ever. That's so far away that it's just like such a treat for me. You could put 30 wings in front of me and I will be oohing and awing over it less than she is over one square piece of toilet paper, single ply.
I think it's time for her to be more honest. The first step is admitting that it's a problem, and that's not what she's willing to do as of yet.
And it sounds like this dude isn't really even that interested in being with her until she kicks his habit. And again, I do not blame this guy. He's putting up a boundary and I support that, all right? That is healthy in a good relationship. They were both willing to cut it off because she just could not stop eating this stuff. So now she's gonna meet up with one of her friends who pretty much is gonna share the same sentiment, I'm sure, of like, please go see a doctor, because this girl refuses to. She thinks she's fine. And again, I think that resistance even of wanting to go to a doctor is her subconsciously knowing that it's gonna be bad news and they're gonna tell her just how harmful this is and how bad it's been for her to be eating it for 20 years. And she's just too embarrassed or too scared to hear of the results and know that she has to cut it off or make a decision to cut it off or not.
I'm not here to judge. Oh!
This friend's reaction is pretty much anybody's reaction here. If you were just faced with your friend you hadn't seen in a while, they're like, hey, I gotta tell you about some stuff, and they whip out this toilet paper, I would think she's about to get into something super emotional and she's trying to get some, you know, napkins in order to wipe her eyes when she starts crying, but no, instead she just starts salivating and goes feral on this freaking toilet paper mid-meal too. Like, she has a beautiful plate of, I don't know, some fresh fruit and whipped cream and like pancakes in front of her that looks insanely dank, and instead she's like, ooh, let me reach into my little purse here and pull out some more Charmin. Let's go, baby.
Have you talked to a doctor about this?
I haven't seen a doctor. I don't feel like it's a need to see one. Like,
It's just traveling through your bloodstreams. Yeah, like.
And her friend is trying to give her, you know, her own rudimentary knowledge of what could be going on here. And the girl's like, what? There's negative effects? No, there's not. Like, don't give your friend attitude when they're being realistic with you and looking out for your health when it comes to this stuff. If you have a friend that has a damaging, you know, repetitive cycle they're stuck in, if you're a really good friend and you care about them and the longevity of them existing on this planet, you're gonna be like, bro, please get some help for that, or at least go to a doctor. And instead, this girl just almost gets pissed off at anybody who brings up that idea because she's just getting so defensive and again, knows deep down just how bad it truly is. I'm sure she's done some research. All you gotta do is a quick Google search to find out what kind of carcinogens and chemicals might be in toilet paper, but instead she just wants to turn a blind eye to the entire medical world because she's so addicted to eating these squares. It's actually kind of sad, to be honest.
I need you to go see a doctor for me.
No, ma'am.
You talk about that you want children, you know, so.
And honestly, this friend begins to just straight up plead with her. Like, dude, go to a doctor. You want to have kids in the future. You want to have this long life. That's not going to be possible if you go out and, you know, get really sick from eating this stuff for so long. I'm kind of surprised she's been eating it for 20 years as consistently as she has been, and nothing has happened yet. But it's just a matter of time. And I'm sure at this point, her body is like a ticking time bomb for anything negative that could come of this. And you never know, you might get cancer or something, like something really serious where, yeah, your life is completely ruined as a result of you being addicted to this.
Everything's fine. Worst case scenario is them saying that everything is blocked and we have to pump your stomach.
So finally, after the friend pleads with her and after her ex-fiance pleads with her to go to the doctor, she decides, you know what, I will go to a doctor for the first time ever in 20 years of eating toilet paper and find out if it's bad for me, which is such a moronic sentence I can't even believe came out of my mouth. Like, she should have gone here decades ago when this habit first started and she was worried about it, but I guess she's gonna go for it now. Let's hear what the doctor has to say.
She is going to end up with some serious GI issues, constipation, nausea, vomiting, and then eventually she's going to potentially have an intestinal obstruction.
So the doctor explains what could be happening as a result of this. I mean, besides all the carcinogens, which could cause cancer down the road, like very easily, you have like a bunch of microplastic stuff, formaldehyde, just generally things you want to keep outside of your body. She is just straight up ingesting. But then she starts to explain what other symptoms will happen, and it just sounds like she's gonna be in a hellish future for herself and her body if she doesn't stop this. Vomiting, nausea constantly, and even her intestines could rupture, where she's literally spilling her own waste into her own body and could die from that. So if that's not the biggest wake-up call ever, I don't know what is, but this girl is still sitting there like, I don't know if you're right, doctor. I know you went to school for this for like 20 years in order to get your, you know, doctorate, but I don't think I want to trust anything you say. I'm gonna keep eating this stuff. Like, she is just so close-minded and so willing to forego her future health and existence on this planet just to eat this toilet paper. I don't get it.
Do you think you want to stop?
No.
No? Okay.
Okay, all right, dude. You know what? At this point, I've heard enough. I'm freaking over it, bro. She just got told, like, pretty much by the doctor to her face, yes, this will cause you to be very sick in the future, and it could end, you know, in the worst possible scenario. Basically, you not existing anymore. Will you stop eating it, please? Or try to stop? Do you have any interest? And she's like, flat out, no. Like, she just doesn't care. You are a freaking lost cause, bro. And to even prove that even further, as she's having this outro talk, like they're showing the end credits, the episode is over. She's just saying, you know, no one's gonna stop me. I'm gonna keep eating my toilet paper. It's not really that harmful, even though all my friends told me so. The internet tells me so, and this trained professional doctor I just went to told me flat out to my face the effects of what's gonna happen. I'm still gonna keep eating it. And she actually starts munching before she leaves the parking lot. She's pulling out of the parking lot of this doctor's office, eating more toilet paper. So yeah, I don't know. This is just gonna give me a freaking aneurysm if I keep thinking about it, bro, because it's just depressing. It's hilarious, but also incredibly sad if she's actually stuck in this like so badly. So let me know what you thought of this down in the comments below. I want to hear you guys' thoughts on it. As always, shout out to my patrons that have been holding it down over there, and let me know if you want to see more of the series, as I'm definitely going to cover the rest of this season amidst other videos I'm making this month. Anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next video, and until next time, peace out.